Jed, take us into life at Hull FC's pre-season camp so far.
Yeah, it's been tough. It's been an adjustment after the 5 weeks that we had off. Did a fair bit of travel in that time, but it's been good. Getting to train and see all the familiar faces again and get around the boys. Everyone seems to have a spring in their step this year, so it's been a good start.
What sort of things have you been doing to kick pre-season off?
We've just sort of been we're doing a lot of running, but everyone rocked up really fit this year. So now we're week 2 now. We're sort of starting to get into more football stuff with it, which is really good. You normally can't do that in a pre-season, but everyone has done the work in the break and rocked up fit. So starting to get into some football stuff now.
Probably don't appreciate all the running, especially at this cold time of year. But how beneficial is that sort of stuff when you get later down the line for the season? Yeah,
big time. Not only it makes you fitter for games, but it sort of prepares your body for the long season ahead. And it's a lot of games, and it is pretty grueling on the body. So the more you can do, the more work you can do before the season starts, the sort of better you are towards the back end of it.
I just want to get a better idea of sort of injury prevention and how you can sort of avoid any injuries later down the line at a time like this in pre-season. Is there anything you can do in pre-season to certainly take evasive action towards getting an injury later in the year?
I think just if you feel anything, sort of talking to physios and seeing physios and make sure you're doing your prehab and your rehab on things before you get on the field, but also spending as much time on the field as you can. Because the more you're on the field, the more you prepare your body for the grueling season ahead.
New physio has come to the club, Andy Shea. How have you found the relationship there?
No, he's really good. He's a good fella. And we've spent some time with him so far. So he's good, and he works hard, and he's getting all the boys' bodies ready.
He's not the only new face at the club as well. Jed Cartwright, your dad, has come in as head coach, and his number 2, Andy Last, as well. How have you found working with those 2 guys?
It's been really good. It's the first time I've worked with both of them, so it's been good. Everyone knows sort of what we're trying to achieve this year and what we're trying to achieve with our football. So everyone's really clear in their roles, and it's allowed us to sort of hit the ground running.
You mentioned earlier about doing some more rugby-related drills. How do they differ in terms of the sort of drills that you would do on a week-to-week basis when you're preparing for a certain opposition, let's say?
I suppose at the moment we're only focused on us and how we want to play, which is you do that in season, but you're sort of trying to pick the opposition apart and pick weaknesses, so you go after those weaknesses, whereas at the moment we're focusing on us and the style that we want to play, and we get that down pat, and then when we verse oppositions, I suppose during the year, we can tweak it a little bit where we need.
And talking about team spirit, that's obviously one of the key components during pre-season. I understand John's been doing quite a fair bit of work in terms of setting some standards that is going to help drive that team spirit up.
Yeah, we set some standards on day one. We spoke about standards, on day one, that we want to sort of be seen as a team. And they're sort of getting implemented now, and it's good to see that every player's buying into it and living by it.
Take us into the sort of recreation room that you have. Good opportunities to just spend a bit of time together. I understand there's a bit of a phone ban at the moment, so it's a good opportunity to get talking and even get talking to some members of the squad who perhaps you might not have spoken to as much beforehand. Yeah,
well, it is quite a different squad towards last year. But yeah, the phone ban, I really like the phone ban. Leave your phone in the sheds, and it forces you when you're out to eating breakfast or lunch or dinner to have a conversation with people and have a laugh, and you really develop really strong bonds. We spend a lot of time together, so it's good to have those bonds, and it makes the days a lot more enjoyable and go a lot quicker.
And there's a couple of new faces in the playing roster as well. Aidan Caesar and John Asiata have been in and around camp. Jordan Rappener will be joining up in a couple of weeks' time as well. How do you feel that the squad is shaping up for 2025?
I'm really excited to what we can do for this year. Aidan was on the field today for the first time, and so was John. And you can just sort of tell that they're on the field. They bring a nice calming presence, and everyone knows what they're doing around them. So yeah, it was really good to have them on the field today, and I'm excited to work with them a lot more moving forward.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Thank you.